With locations in Chewelah, Colville, Ione, Loon Lake, Newport, 9 Mile Falls, and Springdale, they offer comprehensive medical, dental, pharmacy, and behavioral health services tailored to meet each patient's needs. Their team is committed to helping individuals and families live their healthiest lives. For more information or to schedule an appointment, you can call 509-935-6004. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978. And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in Brussels, I'm William Denslow. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to convene his war cabinet Tuesday to discuss next steps for Israel's military in Gaza, amid reports that he's pushing for the full takeover of the Palestinian enclave. Blake Sifton reports from Tel Aviv.
When Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convenes his limited war cabinet on Tuesday to discuss military plans for Gaza, widespread reports in the Israeli press say he will push for the full takeover and occupation of the Strip. The Israeli military and its chief of staff, Eyal Zamir, are said to strongly oppose the move, fearing that it could put the lives of the hostages held in Gaza at risk.
Russia's announced it will no longer abide by a nuclear treaty with the US, limiting the use of intermediate-range missiles that they signed nearly 4 decades ago. The move came after the US president ordered to reposition 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions near Russia. Daria Bondarchuk reports from Moscow.
Moscow said it no longer considers itself bound by its previously adopted self-restrictions under the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty it signed with Washington in 1987. In a statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry noted the US was moving to deploy intermediate-range missiles in Europe and Asia. The agreement has formally ended in 2019, with the US pulling out, accusing Moscow of violating the pact, using missiles with banned ranges in fighting against Ukraine. The move came on the eve of the US President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff's planned visit to Russia this week, ahead of the August 8 deadline set by Trump for Moscow to find a path to peace with Ukraine.
A high-profile espionage trial is underway in Germany against 2 defendants accused of conducting intelligence activities on behalf of China. From Berlin, Trent Murray has more.
The 2 accused include Jian Ji, whose surname can't be revealed because of strict German privacy laws. He stands accused of using his role as an aide to a German member of the European Parliament to pass on sensitive information about EU policy debates to Chinese intelligence services. The second defendant, Chinese national Yaqi X, is accused of passing on information about flight logs from Leipzig airport, a key hub for Germany's defence industry exports. The politician linked to the aid, Maximilian Krah, sits with the far-right AfD party. He is facing separate charges of money laundering on behalf of China. He has denied all wrongdoing and says the accusations against him are politically motivated.
And a treaty between France and the UK targeting illegal crossings between the two countries has now come into force. The International Office for Migration estimates that at least 82 migrants died trying to cross the English Channel in 2024, with at least 18 more fatalities so far this year. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
KCHW headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. While we may see lower temperatures over the next few days, eastern Washington is bracing for a major heat wave as a new heat dome settles over the western U.S. Forecasters say temperatures in Colville and Schuyler could hit the high 90s and even break 100 degrees by early next week. The rapid warming, combined with ongoing drought, is increasing wildfire danger across Stevens County. Already this year, more than 40,000 wildfires have burned over 3.2 million acres nationwide, nearly double last year's pace. Officials urge residents to stay hydrated, limit outdoor activity during peak heat, and avoid recreational burns as fire conditions worsen. And in sports, it was a historic Sunday night for the Seattle Mariners at T-Mobile Park. J.P. Crawford smashed a go-ahead two-run homer, lifting Seattle to a 5-4 win over Texas. But the spotlight belonged to Julio Rodriguez, who made MLB history with his 100th career homer, becoming the first player ever with 20 homers and 20 stolen bases in each of his first 4 seasons. The win gave Seattle a 3-1 series edge over the Rangers and pushed them 2 games ahead in the AL West. The Mariners are off Monday before hosting the White Sox. And in our last story, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting will shut down following Congress's decision to eliminate its funding. Established in 1967, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting distributed federal funds to NPR, PBS, and local public media. The move comes after President Trump signed a law reclaiming $1.1 billion in funding, citing longstanding conservative criticism of public media bias. Most CPB staff will be laid off by September 30th, with a small team closing operations by January. CPB's closure leaves questions about who will support public stations with licensing and infrastructure. NPR and PBS say they'll continue public service efforts despite the loss. For more information on these stories, you can check out our KCHW radio Facebook page or visit us at kchw.org. And for KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth!
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. We are getting started on a Tuesday. Scott and Val, thank you, my beautiful sister, for showing up.
Good morning.
We missed you last week so much.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we got out and did a little camping. I don't feel like we've gotten enough in this summer so far. So yeah, we made it out. Went to up to Boundary Dam. They have a really nice campground up there, so that was really fun.
Was it smoky or anything?
No, it really wasn't. So we had pretty good weather, and got to get in the water, do a little kayaking.
Wow.
So yeah, really fun.
Over here on the East Coast, not so fun. We are buried in smoke. No matter where you live in the U.S., you cannot get away from the fires. Next to us, right above Maine, if you don't remember geography, you have the province of New Brunswick, which has fires all around it. In fact, 5 right now that are on the border with Maine. I don't know if Maine's ever seen a real forest fire, but they're going to have to wake up because they've got some very thick woods. I mean, it gets burning. There would be literally no way. The whole state could go. I mean, the top third of it is no man's land. There's not even roads, houses, anything. It's just a vast expanse of woodland areas and lakes. So.
Wow. And you guys are down on rain too, right?
Yes.
Like we are?
Yes. Yeah. Even the locals here saying, another week of this heat and no rain, and we're going to have forest fires too. And that's the way it looks. I mean, when have you heard of and they had them last fall. They've already had them this spring. When have you ever heard of New Jersey being on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and when we were kids living in Chewelah, you didn't
Never.
have forest fires
No
around the area.
smoke, nothing like that. Yeah.
No. So
No, but climate change ain't real.
no. Of course not.
All right, let's take a look at that weather. Not too bad today for you in Chewelah. 84 degrees for a high, sunshine with a mix of clouds. Down to 57 tonight under partly cloudy skies. Let's see, you have a 1% chance of rain today.
Oh, wow.
One.
I better take your umbrella.
Now get this tomorrow. This is a true Northwest fashion. Am I even in the... Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. No, I'm on the right one. I thought maybe it opened up on... I had to go back and double check. I'm on Chewelah. Tomorrow's high temperature, 70 degrees with afternoon showers at 45%. Thursday, scattered thunderstorms at 50% with a high of 72. That's crazy. Back up to 80 by Friday, 87 by Saturday, both days partly cloudy. Sunday right now, 93, and looking ahead to the first few days of next week, mid-90s. Wow.
You know what? I would prefer the 70s.
You could just stay there, right? And a bunch of rain.
Yeah. I keep hoping the forecast is going to change to, head back up to that high heat. Because, it seems like sometimes they can't predict tomorrow. So I keep hoping that they're wrong for next week's forecast and it's, 80s instead of 90s.
Yeah. Well, let's do a disclaimer before we get into the rest of the show today. And due to budget cutbacks, I mean, you heard the news. They've cut all the funding for public radio. And due to budget cutbacks, they have stopped paying for our show prep service.
Just be forewarned.
Yeah, and so that's a service that delivers all sorts of stuff to do a morning show. And so we have to do that on our own now. And we're going to test out this morning's, just to start off before we get into the normal stuff, a few jokes that we had to come up with on our own. Let's give them a shot. Val!
So last night a thief broke into my house.
Okay.
Yeah. And started looking for money. So I woke up and joined him.
Oh. Did you find any?
Quarter under the cushion of the couch.
Yesterday, I saw a television commercial, and on the ad it said, "Trade up to Kia." And I thought, who's that ad for? People with broken skateboards? Trade up to Kia. Yeah, just go ahead and swap your Cadillac for that.
Yeah, exactly. Who at Chevrolet decided that Avalanche was a good name for a vehicle? I mean, was Buried Alive already taken?
They are good in the snow mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly. All right, last one, Val. I made 6 bagels yesterday.
Okay.
I ate 5, but then I went outside and planted the last one because I figure it's easier to grow bagels than to make them each time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, so bad.
I'm watering them.
Yeah. Those little seeds, I mean, they should grow somewhere.
All right. Right under that, Val, is today's first special event. And would you like to share that with people? Because I want the hate to go to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Today, August 5th, is Work Like a Dog Day.
Maybe slightly better than that is Oyster Day. And this is like my favorite day of the year. Well, second next to Halloween. It's Underwear Day. And participation today is encouraged. Wait, let me check. Yeah, they're on.
Can you tell by the wedgie?
Yes, I've lost so much weight, I'm back to wearing my underoos from when I was a kid. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. I got my Spidey underwear on now.
I'm going to go back to Work Like a Dog Day, though, because I don't know why they call it that. Because my dog, digs a hole for 5 minutes and then sleeps the rest of the day.
In the hall. All right, let's take a look at our community events for this week. Chewelah Library Storytime today, 10:30 to 11:30. That's for the kids. Sit and knit with your friends at the Cheweel Center for the Arts between 2 and 4. Tomorrow is First Wednesdays with Ted at the Cheweel Library. That goes on from 10 to 3, and that gives you a chance to get information about starting a business in the Tri-County area. They'll help you out with that. You have tech help from 3 to 4 at the library as well. Thursday, it is their first Thursday Art Walk. All right. That starts officially at 5 p.m. in the evening, but of course, Trails End Gallery, it says open 8 to 5. And that is your starting point. You have Gina Fruin at the Trails End Gallery, Amber Simonez, and Wendy Coleman, Jerry Lynn Lockwood, all at the Spotlight Gallery, and Nancy Bloom at Quartzsite Brewery as you travel around the beautiful Chewela city streets and look at art. And that is coming up, as I said, on Thursday night. Let's see. We also have our Chamber of Commerce meeting on Friday at 7 a.m. Farmers Market still going on, of course, and that's from 11 to 3:30. And then looking at the weekend up at the Ski Hill, they're having their annual Huckleberry Festival. So there you go.
Fun.
So something to do. I did have a few. Val, do you have anything from Deer Park for us today?
I don't today.
Okay. And let's see, I had another one here from, if I can find them, from our site. This first one comes in from Kate, and this is the Loon Lake Historical Society having their summer festival. It's fun for the whole family. It happens at the old schoolhouse, and that's on Colville Road in Loon Lake. Don't get confused, Colville Road in Loon Lake. It is happening Saturday the 16th from 10 to 5. Historical exhibits, community booths, crafts and a car show, food trucks, booths, live music, entertainment all day. Historical Society Museum, Records Room, and gift shop will be open all day as well. That's Saturday the 16th between 10 and 5 in Loon Lake. We don't get a lot of stuff from them, so that's very cool. Also, Kettle Falls Area Chamber of Commerce reminding you about Hot August Nights. This takes place at the Crossroads Stage in Happy Dell Park in Kettle Falls. You got another chance to catch this hot August night on the 9th and the 16th. Live music from 6 to 10 each night. Let's see, coming up.
Fun.
And this weekend, Planetary Refugees. I just got goosebumps. Always a good show. And on the 16th, Murphy's Legacy. There you go. All right, I love live outdoor music. Doesn't get any funner than that and saves you a trip to the gorge.
There you go.
It's that easy. All right.
Are you done with community events?
I think I have one more.
I'll just wait then.
Okay. Let me do a quick check. Zucchini Regatta coming up on Friday at the Farmers Market, 2 p.m. Come early and build your boat at the Market Shipyard. Ahoy, mateys. And bring your best pirate voice for that, too. All right.
Do you remember as kids, we used to make boats out of Dove soap bars because they floated?
Yes, I remember that. All right. What did you have, Val? It's all yours.
Well, it was just Carrie saying good morning, and she said, speaking of working like a dog, she is off to work. So she said she's just saying have a great first week of August to KCHW, and she'll catch up with us later.
All right. Do you want to roll out the bad news of what's happening in August?
More heat? I don't know. What's the bad news?
Aren't you leaving?
Oh, not in August. No, let's see. The 19th, I go in for the surgery on my other eye, so I will be gone that day.
Oh, so your big trip is in September?
In October. So October 15th, I will be gone for a whole month.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. What are you going to do without me on Tuesdays?
I'm
just not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Carrying
we got
all
a
that
little
weight
trip
by myself. Oof.
I know it. A trip to Australia.
Very cool.
Yeah. So very, very cool.
Can I say it?
So.
Crikey.
G'day, mate.
All right. Get your shots. That's all I'm saying. And clean up your Facebook account so you can get back into America.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
That's kind of scary. We'll get into that, but now they're arresting Democrats. It's not the America that you grew up in anymore. That's all I'm going to say.
It certainly isn't. So yeah, we were a little bit nervous just traveling in general because of the state of, how the U.S. is viewed throughout the world. And, but we're going to visit people that live in Australia. I'm living, born and raised. And so, we just even asked them, so what do we need to pretend we're from Canada?
Canadians hate that.
And they were like, no, everybody over here knows your president's an idiot. So
apparently the Canadians haven't realized that, because when you go online and you start seeing stuff from Canada, they're just vicious and heartless. Like, they don't realize that there's, close to 50% of Americans that don't agree with what's going on. Maybe even more now as Republicans start realizing that they made a horrible mistake. Republicans, one of the headlines today, Republicans were excited about all these tariffs until they saw the jobs report.
What? That's a hoax. That's not true.
Fake news.
That was manipulated by the Democrats or somebody. I'm not sure who.
There's, that's the problem with this fake news. It started with Trump. I'm going to let him own it. And because of all the lies and denials and fake stories and assumptions, nothing is trustworthy anymore. It's almost impossible to go out there and read anything and feel like you just read the truth.
Right. And I've been watching this guy, really fun, on Facebook and YouTube, and he does a series called The Y Files. That's his channel name. And he kind of does, it's art bellish in a way, but he sets out to not necessarily disprove the story he's telling, but to then go, tell the story, and then at the end goes over the facts. We know this is true. This can't be proven. There's no, and so it's just a really good thing. I've kind of gotten addicted to it, but he talks about how, since the media came out, especially since we started televising, news programs and stuff, that there is a little bit of an element of propaganda being propagated, even, information being given to the media by whether it's FBI, CIA, some of those to bend our views of things. So he said even mainstream media, to some extent, they're fed stories to cover. And I thought that was interesting because you don't think about it, but that's just a reason to go to, every news source that, you can't just rely on always watching this news broadcast. You need to go out and do it, especially if something sounds either too good to be true, if it supports your views, or too crazy to be true because it supports your views about the other side or whatever it may be. And it was just really kind of an interesting perspective on it of, we have to be discerning in this day and age about, you can't just eat whatever's being spoon-fed to you.
Yeah.
And so just do your due diligence, especially, because I think we tend, there was a whole study done on bias, whatever the other word that went with us, of how we intentionally seek information that supports our point of view. And so we tend to ignore the other things. But so even when something, if you have this thought in your mind that, oh yeah, of course the Dems would do that, it only makes sense because whatever, go see if that's a true story or if it just feeds into your belief systems already.
And if you're doing this, you're spending time on Facebook and you're reading things that you agree with, they're just going to keep feeding you more on that.
Oh, for sure.
So you're probably not going to see any alternative views. I saw a new news service pop up, and it was on Facebook Reels, trying to get you to like them or follow them. And I don't even remember the name of it. It was odd, and I'd never heard of it before. I think it began with a Z. And their poster for their new service said 99% of all mainstream media is controlled and lying to you. And I said, I posted underneath it and said, I'm really excited to see a news service. Too bad you started off lying like the rest of them. So you're going to say, we give true news, and you're going to start off with a lie.
Well, and I feel like there are news sources out there that, if you look at bias, because there is a bias rating that you can look up, which, news agencies are the most likely to tell you the facts without having any political leanings. But I feel like, the ones that were part of that, PBS and PR, are now being defunded, but they were some of the sources that you could rely on as being at least the least biased. And so, so I try to, when things sound too crazy, I try to go to some of those sites that are more apt to give you an unbiased view. So,
well, let's take a biased view at some things, Val. Okay. Gifford fire flares. Southern California's Gifford fire, only 3% contained last night after it grew more than 72,000 acres, prompting evacuation orders, air quality alerts, and causing 3 injuries, which started... That doesn't make sense. It says they're investigating those. All right. Texas lawmakers voted to arrest their Democratic colleagues. We've heard this in the news. Me and Val were talking about it this morning, who fled north to block a vote on the new congressional maps that will give Republicans easy wins in Texas. California Governor Gavin Newsom unveiled his own redistricting plans for California to do the same things for the left to counteract that. Thank God for Gavin Newsom. I mean, at least there's a guy that's willing to fight. You've got ICE coming into California and taking little kids. Somebody's got to stand up to him and, say whatever you want to say about him, but at least he's got a backbone.
I think, and we had kind of talked about this before, I think for a long time, Democrats have felt like we need to take the high road. And it's evidently not working.
Hasn't worked out very well.
So it comes to a point where sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. And so if we're seeing, I saw the map of how they're trying to redraw the districts in Texas. And they take this huge red area, and then there's this tiny little strip that goes to Austin, Texas. And so it's not like it's even adjacent areas. It's so obvious what they're trying to do. I mean, when you look at that map, there's no doubt that they have every intention of cheating.
Yeah, there's no other way around it. Yeah, I mean, the goal there should be to keep it fair so everybody has a voice, and they're obviously not doing it. But, when you look at Texas, the chance of any left-leaning politician winning probably slim to none. It's the same thing in Stevens County. I have watched over the years people that were definitely liberal run under the Republican ticket just trying to unseat somebody. And it doesn't work. I mean, nobody sees past the party lines. I mean, you can look each year at voting. Nobody in Stevens County looks past. There's probably a few, but the majority do not look past party lines to who they're voting for. We had the same horrible representative for 18 plus years who was worthless. Glad he's gone now. So well, I mean, and he had to. People know who I'm talking about. He had to retire for us to get him gone. So we got somebody much better now. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And I think if we even look at about our House of Representatives for the state, and as we get over into this side of the state. I had contacted this person's office multiple times to voice my opinion about his votes in Congress, some other things that were going on. And so I get this form letter back from him, And the greeting to me in this form letter was, "Dear Miss Sedition."
You know, you have a copy of that still, right?
Yes.
So you can prove it. Who was it? I want to know.
It was Michael Baumgartner.
Okay.
And so I contacted their office and said, "So what the..." And their response was, "Oh, we're very sorry. It was the company that we use to do our software and propagate our form letters, and you had called in right after January 6th to say how unhappy you were with what had happened at the Capitol, and you'd use the word sedition in that, and it just got populated in the wrong area."
Whatever.
So, I'm like, okay, so I'm on somebody's list somewhere as...
Wow. Good job, Val. Big round of applause for Val for standing up.
It's just... And, this is a problem too. I think we get exhausted. I got to the point where I have even quit contacting the office because what he said he was wanting to do for Eastern Washington and what he said he wanted to do for our country was a lie, because then you would see his votes in Congress, and you would see the things he was doing that were hurting Eastern Washington, like, taking away, voting to end, to reduce funding for Medicaid and to reduce funding for small community hospitals and healthcare clinics and all of that he swore that he was working to preserve. And then you look in his votes, and he did the opposite. So
turns out he was a bum gardener.
Yeah.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Okay, there, you feel better now? Helping you out?
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, it was just a lot of frustration to the point you give up. And I think that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yes, get you to give up.
Make us want to give up.
All right, next story this morning, and this is wagging the dog. If you look between the lines, Attorney General Pam Bondi ordered a grand jury investigation into how the Obama administration handled intelligence related to the Russian interference in 2016 election. Former officials have denied any wrongdoing. This is just wag the dog. Why are we going backwards on something that was already covered? And in my mind, the proof was Trump and Putin were working together.
Right.
Well, they just never made the charge stick. So now he's trying to flip it and put it on Obama. I don't get it. He wastes so much time hating the past.
My question is, so if you go after Obama, Biden, you got the Supreme Court to say that a president is immune from actions he took in office. So what do you ultimately hope to accomplish by doing this?
Well, you can't trust our Supreme Court anymore to act in the best interest of the people.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
So I just don't get, like you said, it's a wag the dog, because, every time something new comes out about the Epstein files, he
attacks somebody else.
Over there.
How about you spend all that energy proving you're not a pedophile? That might be the best thing for the country. Or just admit that, if you can't tell from the excerpts that are real, that have been released, of conversations to and from Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, if you can't tell he was involved by their notes about our beautiful little secrets and the weird stuff from the one gal I read that was a victim of Epstein's, she said she met Donald Trump and he wouldn't leave her alone. And Jeffrey had to tell Donald that one wasn't for him.
Wow.
Now, she came out with that a few days ago. Read between the lines, people. All right, let's keep going. What's happening today? Well, on the field, Rangers and the Yankees face off again at 8:05 p.m. Eastern on the Major League Baseball app. Good news for the struggling Yankees. Aaron Judge might be back tonight. On the court, the Storm play the Lynx, who are competing without star Nafisa Collier, who it doesn't say why. Oh, all right, 10 p.m. Eastern on WNBA League Pass. You can watch that game. Apparently, they're thinking there's going to be a problem since he's not playing. All right, how about some history, Val? 1957, American Bandstand, the music and dance show hosted by Dick Clark. Do you remember watching that? We watched that every year.
Yes.
They consider it to be one of the greatest programs in their 30-year run. Do you want to know who it was?
Yes, please tell me.
You want to know who it was? Are you sure?
Why not?
They're claiming it was the Sex Pistols.
Wow.
Wow, probably the most outrageous and bizarre showings on American Bandstand. All right, let's see. We covered all that stuff, Val. I think I don't have any other news stories unless you had something. We will move on to Bits and Breaks.
Sounds good.
All right. This one comes with a question for you, Val. A report from the Consumer Product Safety Commission found that 120,000 Americans suffer clothing-related injuries each year, like the woman who dislocated her shoulder while putting on a T-shirt, or the woman who, while slipping into a nightie, fell and broke her nose. I wonder if these are all women. Oh. All right. So since it seems to happen to women more, Val, what was your clothing-related injury?
I just think probably pulling a muscle, as you lift your hands over your head to put a shirt on. It's like this morning. I mean, talk about, this isn't clothing related, but it's, as we get older, how easily we tweak something. I mean, I reached out to pick up a coffee cup and tweaked my back.
I sneezed once while I was bent over. I'll never do that again.
Oh, that's how I ruptured the disc in my back.
Uh-huh. Never sneeze while bent over.
No,
If
I
you're
was
bent
vacuuming
over,
and sneezed.
If you bend over and you feel that sneeze coming on, it's easier to fall than to stand straight up. Just saying. So before you sneeze, fall. You can save your back.
Oh, yeah.
What's Scott doing on the floor? He's about to sneeze.
The things that I've done that have injured myself, like putting a fitted sheet on a bed one time, hurt my back really bad to the point I had to have steroid shots in it.
Wow.
So just some of the things that you think should be fairly, risk-free.
Well, that's really strange because most ladies just say they have a headache.
Oh, so how have you injured yourself putting on a piece of clothing?
I sprained, I think, like a toe once on a pair of pants. It got caught in there.
Oh,
and really hurt it. I don't think I've had any other colossal injuries, but I do. Anytime I don't, like today, I actually have a shirt that goes around my neck. It's really light. I can handle that. I'm very claustrophobic. I only wear V-necks. I mean, this is probably the only T-shirt that doesn't have a V-neck that I wear, and it's actually one of those waterproof fishing shirts. It's really comfortable. But anything that gets caught around my head sends me into immediate panic attack. And I didn't realize that was, what would you call that? Inherited. That you inherit claustrophobia. At least that's my theory. Because Sammy, my littlest one, has the same thing. If she gets a shirt caught around her head, absolutely freak out. And I'm the same way. Even though you could tear it off you or cut it or anything that's tight around my torso or my neck freaks me out. So.
Oh, see, and I have some claustrophobia. It's not that bad, but I don't like anything over my face. I've had to have several MRIs over the years, and I'm fine as long as I never open my eyes while I'm inside the tube. Okay. Because if I open my eyes and realize how close the top of it is to me, then I start to get a little panicky. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'm closing my eyes. I'm in my happy space. I'm not going to see how enclosed this thing is. So yeah, the people that can pull their covers over their heads and sleep, no.
Oh. All right, right along the same path. I'm going to skip that. We're going to have you do that camping story here in a minute, but I'm going to skip over that then because this is kind of the same thing. People on Twitter were posting little-known facts about weird injuries. One guy tweeted, and I still call it Twitter just to irritate Elon. All right?
Okay.
This person said, when I was a kid, I stepped on a toothpick and it went straight into my heel, like inches. It had to be removed with vice grips.
Well, and you think there is a chance of leaving splinters behind with a toothpick, right?
Yeah. So what is your most bizarre injury, Val? I think I might know.
I've had a lot, but I actually broke my nose going upstairs one time.
That's right. She went up and then she came back down face first.
Yeah. Broke my nose pretty good that time. But I mean, it was like we already talked about the sneezing and rupturing a disc. And there's been a few over the years.
I've been, I have my, I've said it before with Chuck on this show that I listed them one day. I had actually worked up the list, and it was longer than I thought it would be, of near-death experiences that I've had, and my attempts at a Darwin Award. And I always say that when I go, I hope it's via Darwin Award so I can be my own odd news story. Thank you. Look, Scott finally made the odd news. Bye, Scott. I think my most bizarre injury, and I mean, I didn't feel right for a couple days afterwards, so I would call that an injury. But that was getting electrocuted while changing the fish tank.
Oh,
yeah, that was a combination of water and maybe, and this is what I'm talking about, Darwin Awards. Maybe I shouldn't have been cleaning the fish bowl on the oven. But when you get hit by 220, it is exactly like, what would be Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. Those kind of accidents have the same effect with the stars around the head, the hair actually standing up, all that kind of stuff. And one thing I never saw in a cartoon that they should add is when you get hit by 220, your heart is beating so hard it will actually move your rib cage.
Oh my goodness!
You can see it beating through your. I mean, your chest is actually heaving every time the heart beats. And they said to go to the. You're supposed to go to the hospital when you get an electrical jolt like that because it can make your heart skip a beat. But I had actually gotten a double tap, so I figured I was okay. So not only did I do it once, I did it twice. So trying to retrieve the fish that got electrocuted too, I got hit a second time.
Oh, jeez. Did you save the fish?
I did. In fact, I was holding him when I got electrocuted the second time, so I was pretty sure he was dead, but apparently I took all of it.
Well, that was nice of you.
Yeah, I'll do anything for a fish. All right, Val's been doing camping this summer. She just got back for a trip. Val, tell us what you can do for one more camping trip.
All right. With school starting soon, your family may be considering one last trip to a national park or state campground. Here are a few tips to make your outing more safe and enjoyable. First one, when buying a tent, look for one that's made of good material, is fire resistant, especially if you're around that campfire, and comes with a built-in shower.
Those pop-up showers, though, are quite the rage now.
Pick out a campsite that suits your family's taste. If you're a back-to-nature family, pick a site deeper in the woods. If you're a city slicker family, pick a site in the lobby of a hotel.
Can I backstep to the one of picking your tent that's made of good material and is fire resistant? There is no nylon tents that are fire resistant, even if it says that on there. My friend was telling me he was camping, and he didn't stake down his tent, and he had all of his stuff in there, and he figured, it's heavy enough. It's not going to blow away with all my stuff in there. And he said, really nice nylon tent, and he's gathering wood, so he's 50 feet away from the tent, and a big gust of wind comes up, and it flips the tent up and lands it right on the campfire. And he said by the time he ran the 50 feet to the fire, the tent was gone. It just melted. And everything inside the tent, it created an enormous amount of heat, caught fire. He said he had a couple credit cards left, but just pieces of them. Because his wallet was in the tent.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's going to end your trip real fast.
No.
Yeah, his wallet was in the tent.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just
about his
as
car
my
keys?
Well, they probably would have survived. But I didn't hear about
Maybe,
about that one.
yeah.
But all of his
I'm
clothes,
thinking of
all of his bedding,
yeah,
and his wallet.
I'm thinking of the new ones that have chips in them to make sure, new car keys, they have a chip in them to make sure that you're not stealing the car. I would just wonder, huh?
That'd be expensive. All right.
Yeah. All right. Cooking over a real campfire is fun, but precautions should be taken. If you're unsure of how to properly light a fire, talk to a park ranger or your 4-year-old that tried to set last year's Christmas tree ablaze.
Candles, holidays, trees. It all adds up.
And you have this story about the people that were staying at your one of your tiny houses, and what was their story? They couldn't speak English, and how did they try to start a fire?
So I noticed them around the fire pit for like way too long, and they were from a foreign country, and I went over there, and they couldn't get the fire started. So they had taken one of the little green propane cans, and they have all the attachments for them. One of them's like a hot plate attachment. Mm-hmm. And they had that on the little green thing going, and they had stacked all the wood around the propane tank and on top of the burner. So here I am outside in the middle of the courtyard trying to mime to two gentlemen from the Middle East about an explosion. Boom! And they stayed for a couple days, and after that, the rest of each time they saw me, they both looked at me and just said, "Thank you, Scott." Thank you. They had that one. They just kept saying, "Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott." Because if I wouldn't have walked back there,
oh, yikes!
Could you imagine one of those little green ones? It's probably all the shrapnel and everything that might come off that. Scary, scary, scary.
Yeah. So I will do a little. Since we're talking about how to start a campfire, you can use one of those little green tanks if you attach a torch to the end of it.
Yes.
Best way to start a campfire ever is buy one of those torches. Holy moly, it'll be set in like 30 seconds. You've got a nice, beautiful campfire.
So they sell these poles for burning weeds. And you can, it's like 4 feet long, 3 feet long, and you can screw one of those canisters to the bottom of it. Those are great for starting a fire because you can stand back.
Yes, So, all right, so let's go on. If you don't think you'll be able to handle cooking dinner over an open flame, consider preparing some simple meals at home before you leave. Then reheat them in a skillet over the fire. Or pick up your phone and have local pizza delivery placed right to your campsite. Uber! Uber Eats!
How do you feel about driving to Lake Roosevelt tonight with some Subway?
Here's a real tip for you, and this comes from my son and his wife that go camping and hiking all the time way up in the woods. They said instead of buying those really expensive, meals, the hiking meals, they just take like the instant potatoes and you can get shrimp in a package and stuff like that. They said it's way cheaper and works just as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, the last one on this list is when it's time to go. Remember that others will be using your camp area someday, so be sure to leave it just the way you found it. No, when you found this site, there was not a beer bottle tribute to Budweiser over near the creek.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh.
Pack out your trash.
The people that use the fire pit as a trash can absolutely drive me insane. I'd love to be able to bag it all up and leave it in their front yard.
What I've always wanted to do, and I haven't been brave enough yet, is when somebody trashes the bathroom at the campground, is to go knock on their door and say, "You need to go back and clean the bathroom."
There you go.
Or leave.
Or leave.
Or leave. All right. Let's talk about pets, Val. Real pet hotline calls.
Okay.
Okay, you can be the operator. Your phone's ringing.
Okay.
Now you say, Pet hotline, how can I help you?
Pet hotline, how may I help you?
My cat just came in from the garage and I was wondering how many calories are in a mouse. Ring, ring.
Pet hotline, how may I help you?
Hi, I have a neutered male cat. How old should he be before I breed him?
That ship has sailed.
Correct question is, you or someone else?
Pet hotline, how may I help you?
Hi, just one question. Is it normal for a dog to shed?
Which shed is that? The garden shed?
Ring, ring.
I don't know if you saw my picture the other day that I posted on Facebook, but my one cat came and sat on my lap, and I probably petted her for like a minute before she was like, okay, I just wanted to say hi. And she left enough hair on my lap to make up another cat.
I'm shedding.
She's shedding just a little bit. Oh.
All right.
All
ring,
right.
ring.
Pet hotline, how may I help you today?
I want to know how I can keep my cat from stealing my husband's toothbrush. Maybe I should have said this in a female voice.
Try putting it in the medicine cabinet, because do you realize how many germs are picked up every time you flush your toilet?
Hide that thing. Ring, 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 ring.
This is a pet hotline. How may I help you today?
How do I stop my cat from giving food to the dog?
Lily brings Charlie mice.
Aww.
He goes out hunting and gives the dog her catch.
That's funny. So he's the
Yeah.
alpha. 'Cause
Yeah,
they always bring the snack to the alpha.
Yeah, I don't know. I always think that she's too full from all the other ones she's caught, and she's like, he gets her seconds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Ring, ring.
Pet hotline, how may I help you today?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could give me some directions on where I might be able to get a six-toed cat.
Hanford Nuclear Power Plant.
Ah! Off to the Tri-Cities we go. Yay! All right, me and Val are going to go back and forth on these next ones. This is going to be fun. These are mottos
Okay.
to live by. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. Your turn.
Eagles may soar, but weasels aren't sucked into jet engines.
I'm a weasel. A conscience is what hurts when all your other parts feel so good.
I found this one out before. No one is listening until you make a mistake.
Ooh. Success always occurs in private and failure in full view. Ouch.
The hardness of the butter is proportional to the softness of the bread.
It's true. The severity of the itch is proportional to the reach.
Two wrongs are only the beginning.
And you never really learn to swear until you learn to drive. These are good.
The sooner you fall behind, the more time you'll have to catch up, Scott.
Oh, that's a procrastinator's, prayer.
Exactly.
Wow.
Mottos to live by.
Yeah. Clear conscience is usually the sign of a bad memory, Val.
I have no memory of things, so hey, that works for me. If you must choose between two evils, pick the one you've never tried before.
That's why we should have voted for somebody totally different for president the last time.
Yeah, no kidding.
We've had two evils. Can we pick something different?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if one was evil. He was just asleep at the wheel.
That's right.
Yeah. Or asleep on the ladder. Or asleep on that catwalk. Or the ramp to the plane. That's what it was. All right. Last one, Val. Change is inevitable, except from vending machines. Remember that. You want some change?
Sure.
There's a vending machine right there. All the change you'll ever need. All right. We got time before we go to break for a couple stories from the lighter side. And here comes Val. Get this, a cat story.
Oh, cat story. Cat owners who love to take pictures of their furry friends now have a new excuse to pull out their smartphones and take a snapshot. It may actually help the cat.
Aww.
All right. A Calgary, Alberta animal health technology company, Sylvester AI, has developed an app called Tably that uses the phone's camera to tell whether a feline is feeling pain. The app looks at ears and head position, eye narrowing, muzzle tension, and how whiskers change to detect distress. A 2019 study published in peer-reviewed journal Scientific Reports found that the so-called feline grimace scale, or FGS, is a valid and reliable tool for acute pain assessment in cats.
What if your cat always has a grimace on his face?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I talk to my cat, the ears go down.
Yeah. I hate you right now.
Let me check the cat's app.
Well, I have to go rub a cat's butt.
That's what you call a setup.
You know, and there was a study done that say cats will recognize their name and also all your nicknames for them. But it must be one of those studies they did with just the tiniest movement of their ears or the grimace scale or whatever they want to call it, maybe whisker changes or something, because I feel like they can totally ignore me.
Yes, they can. All right. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services investigating organ donation practices after a Kentucky organization allegedly began harvesting organs from people who may not have been dead.
Oh, this is like a horror film.
Do I need to say that again? Look out, Grandma.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
That's all it takes if you're laying down. A House subcommittee held a hearing Tuesday on organ donation safety lapses, some concerning Kentucky-based nonprofit Network for Hope. What a great name. Which merged with Kentucky organ donor affiliates known as CODA. T.J. Hoover, who was declared brain dead after suffering an overdose in October. But his sister, Donna, says doctors attempted to harvest his organs while he was still showing signs of life. Rohrer said,
my goodness.
TJ's eyes were open and tracking movement during his honor walk. That's when family members gathered to say goodbyes before the organ donation surgery. She said almost immediately, as soon as his honor walk started, his eyes opened, and they were tracking, looking around at people that were there. Approximately, other than that, he was unresponsive. Approximately 45 minutes later, TJ was taken to the operating room. Rohrer says a doctor informed the family they had stopped the procedure. The harvester said, "I stopped it. He's not ready." He woke up.
He's not ready.
Yeah. Usually they don't do that.
He's not ready.
This is the surgeon said, this is the third time someone's woken up. Or they usually don't wake up till I put in the last stitch. That's horrible.
No kidding.
That's horrible. All right, Val, I think we have time for one more. Do you want to talk about North Koreans or Bigfoot?
Oh, Bigfoot.
I knew you'd choose Bigfoot, so go down one story, and there's a Bigfoot story waiting for you.
All right, a reported Bigfoot sighting has become the talk of the town in Michigan, even prompting a local cannabis dispensary to offer a discount for evidence of the creature. Of course, it was a cannabis dispensary. The reported sighting took place near Lapalacense Road in Monroe County on May 18th, according to the account published by the Bigfoot Field Research Organization. In the account, a 47-year-old man who was referred to as Edward said he was bow fishing with his... Bow fishing, is that like
He was a
hunting
bow and
fish
arrow.
with a
Yes.
bow. Wow. He was bow fishing with his 12-year-old son when they heard rustling in a tree, followed by a huge thud of something hitting the ground. Edward said a big, heavy animal hit the ground and crouched before starting to move towards him. His dog then went after the creature, which ran off. According to Edward's account, he said his dog then chased the creature up a slope before he could call the dog back. Edward and his son, Matthew Moneymaker? Investigated with Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization that the creature appeared to be a large primate about 6 feet tall with dark fur. They said that it appeared to run on two legs in a hunched position. It was as big as a bear but looked like a gorilla, the Sun said in the report. One local cannabis dispensary is capitalizing on the publicity by offering a discount for anyone who brings photographic proof of Bigfoot. Unique Cannabis had a sign in front of their store that read, "Bring photo proof of Bigfoot for a free pre-roll."
Oh, nobody's getting that free pre-roll. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I know at least one person who, for me, would be a reliable source that swears he saw Bigfoot.
Okay.
And Brad has an experience that he had in the woods. He did not see anything, but he said he has never been so freaked out. And this is my husband is a man who's spent many hours in the woods hunting or camping, whatever, and it actually freaked him out. He had no idea what it was.
I have one of those in the woods, but I don't know if I could tell mine on the radio.
Oh.
I guess I could. I stepped out of my up at Kettle Falls, on the river, or the creek, I should say. No one on the other side. No houses, no camping, no property, thick woods. Nobody's over there. Middle of the night, 3 a.m. I come out of my fifth wheel and do what guys do. At 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
especially older men with a failing prostate.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Val. And about midway, I hear a metallic sounding growl. Very guttural. Very metal sounding, which was weird. And I don't know what to do. It's pitch dark. There's no moon. There's no lights. No nothing. So I'm like, okay, there's an animal really close to me in the yard. And I gave off the biggest belly yell I could do with a, "Hey!" as loud as I could. And the next thing I hear is the sounds of like 5-year-olds, like maybe 6 or 7 of them, laughing at me.
Ooh.
So I'm freaked out. I just run back in the camper. There's no kids that live around there. Like I said, no houses, no camp. There's nobody there. There's no way you could even get down there beside the creek to camp. So I don't know what it was. And I was telling my girlfriend the next morning, and I was like, I have no idea what it is. And she goes, I know exactly what it was. And I said, what? And she says, baby big feet. Apparently there was a Bigfoot behind me with a bunch of kids, and they all laughed at me because I was going to the bathroom in the woods.
And they probably have really good night vision, so.
On that note, let's get out of here and go to break, okay? That was horrible. Wow, she just brutalized me here on the radio and everything. When we come back, I shall pay Val back. Double. As well as rolling out some local birthdays, celebrity birthdays. We've got some trivia questions and a whole bunch of odd news stories. Don't go anywhere. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, and we are KCHW 102.7, and I'm going to press the right button. Yes, I am. There we go.
Are you people insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
The strain was terrific. And impossible though it seemed, he got an idea.
ever.
Good. Did I find you?
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Programming brought to you by Ryan Moore, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Deer Park, Washington. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Edward Jones is a firm that helps individuals and business owners achieve their financial goals. More information is available at edwardjones.com or by calling 509-276-2974. Edward Jones, member SIPC, with locations in Deer Park and Chewelah.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Dawn Newscast, August the 5th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. The Texas House Speaker said he signed civil arrest warrants for Democrats who did not show up to the special session earlier today. State House Democrats fled Sunday in a bid to block a redrawing of the state's congressional map, orchestrated by Republicans with the support of President Donald Trump. Legal experts say the civil arrest warrants are likely unenforceable outside of state lines. That from CNN. They report the Texas House is set to reconvene again Tuesday afternoon after it didn't reach a quorum earlier today. Lawmakers are meeting under a special session that can last only 30 days, and the current session will end August 19th. CNN notes the proposal put forward last week by Texas Republicans could potentially eliminate 5 Democratic U.S. House seats as the GOP enters the 2026 midterms with a razor-thin majority. And the cuts coming to Medicaid, known in California as Medi-Cal, will make health care more expensive and harder to access for millions of low-income Californians, according to a new report from Georgetown University.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates the cuts of about $1 trillion will cause at least 15 million people across the U.S. to lose coverage over the next 10 years. Georgetown professor Edwin Park says the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed by Republicans slashes the amount states are reimbursed and restricts provider taxes, which help fund Medi-Cal.
This means the states cannot add new taxes or increase current taxes to help close budget shortfalls or finance various Medicaid improvements. States are going to have less funding for their Medicaid programs. They're going to have to make cuts across the board.
Right now, California receives more than $81 billion in Medi-Cal funding per year, which covers 66% of the cost of care. I'm Suzanne Potter.
We're next to Oregon, where hospitals can now be fined for not meeting minimum nurse-to-patient ratios. But nurses say some hospitals are not following the spirit of the law.
Fred Katz is a nurse at Rogue Regional Medical Center and a board member of the Oregon Nurses Association who backed the new law. He says at Rogue and other hospitals, administrators sometimes meet the new staffing standards for nurses by removing certified nursing assistants and other support staff from staffing plans. This means hospitals may end up with the required number of nurses on paper, but in reality, the care team has shrunk.
It just feels like the hospital wants to work around the law. They want to interpret it in a way that works for them and that potentially they avoid fines, and then they can do what they want budget-wise.
This is the first time the state's staffing requirements have included fines for noncompliance, which can be up to $5,000 a day. Critics say the law, which sets nurse-to-patient ratios at 1 to 4 or higher for more acute care, will limit the number of patients that can be served. I'm Isabel Charlet.
This is Public News Service. An attempt to override North Carolina Governor Josh Stein's veto of a bill that would have prohibited diversity, equity, and inclusion practices in higher education was unsuccessful in the General Assembly.
Senate Bill 558 was aimed at barring DEI and the UNC university system and community colleges. In his veto letter for the bill, Stein wrote, "Rather than fearing different viewpoints and cracking down on free speech, we should ensure our students learn from diverse perspectives and form their own opinions." President of the North Carolina State Conference of the NAACP, Deborah Maxwell, points out that the state has the second most historically black colleges and universities, and those schools were created to provide opportunities for people of color.
Those schools were formed because there was a need for a school that elevated the diversity and the equity of people of color, not only in the state of North Carolina. We have multitudes of students who come from all across the country to attend our historical colleges.
There are 10 HBCUs in North Carolina. Supporters of Senate Bill 558 say DEI initiatives stifle academic freedom. I'm Eric Tegedoff reporting.
And just like people served by safety net programs, local governments could face a much different economic future depending on how federal cuts trickle down.
The new domestic policy law championed by Republicans is known for big cuts to programs like Medicaid. That's one area Red Wing Mayor Gary Yacco is paying attention to, noting his city's ambulance service, led by the fire department, is deep in debt. If the ripple effects of federal cuts push that debt higher, tough choices could be made.
What other reductions have to be made, or what increase in taxes have to be made.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act did give local governments a break in other areas, including preserving the tax-exempt status of municipal bonds needed for public works projects. Meanwhile, Yacco says they're strongly pursuing affordable housing development that meets the needs of workers. He says that will benefit Red Wing's larger employers that lead the local economy. I'm Mike Moen.
And finally, a local band has been deemed the king of the Chicago River after transforming it into a floating musical stage.
Lawrence Tome has sparked a movement within the Grassroots Musicians Network. Band member Ben Kinzinger says his Sad Cowboy Sound group has led secret shows afloat a cement structure for years. Now they've turned into a local attraction that brings people together.
It's pretty epic. It's a whole crowd of folks that are, 20, 30 feet out in front of you, and there's a body of water between. And like one of these shows, there's probably 30 plus kayaker, canoe people out on the water, other bigger boats.
For Illinois News Connection, I'm Judith Ruiz Branch.
This story was produced with original reporting by Amy Frankie Felagy for Arts Midwest. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. Scott and Val on a Tuesday. So glad you are along with us for this morning show. And we hope you're having a great start to your day. This break, we kick it off with some local birthdays and then celebrity birthdays. We only have one for today. Tuesday, August 5th, Jason Baker having a birthday today. We didn't have a morning show yesterday, but we had several local birthdays. Lincoln Boone, Wendy Regan, Michelle Stumpf, Gracia, Fantasia, Cole, Allendings. Sorry about that. It was just a little hard to read. There you go. You know them, you love them, you see them around town, point and laugh, and tell them we talked about them on the radio. Just a few celebrity birthdays, huh, Val?
Just a few today. Maureen McCormick, who was the actress from The Brady Bunch, is 69 years old today. Mark Strong, who is an actor and played in Shazam and The Kingsman, is 62. And finally, Anthony Edwards, who is a basketball player with the Minnesota Timberwolves, 24 today.
All right. Let's take a look at have some different history. It's called This Day in Music. 1979, Def Leppard signed to Phonogram Records with an advance of $180,000, giving them a 10% royalty on 100% of their sales for the first 2 years. Made them rich, probably.
Yes.
Also on this date, Rolling Stones went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Miss You, the group's 8th U.S. number 1 song. It was written by Mick Jagger after jamming with keyboardist Billy Preston during rehearsals for their forthcoming club dates the Stones were going to be playing in 1978. Another big band from the era, 1972. On this day, Aerosmith signed to CBS Records for $125,000 after record company boss Clive Davis saw them play at Max's Kansas City Club in New York. 1972. All right, 1969, George Harrison from the Beatles had his new Moog synthesizer brought into the studio for the Beatles to use in finishing their forthcoming album, Abbey Road. Moog overdubs were recorded into the new song, Because. Also on this date, more Beatles news. Beatles Revolver was released in the UK. The band's 7th album featured Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Here, There, and Everywhere, She Said, and Your Bird Can Sing, plus Tomorrow Never Knows. There you go. Let's see if we have anything else. How about for the really old people?
Who are you talking about?
1956, Doris Day was at number 1 on the UK singles chart with Whatever Will Be, Will Be, the singer-actress's second UK number 1 single. The Oscar-winning song was featured in Alfred Hitchcock's 1956 film The Man Who Knew Too Much, with Doris Day and James Stewart in the lead roles. There you go. A little bit of music history. Woohoo! Woohoo! Oh, what do we got up next, Val? Are you keeping track?
Trivia.
Trivia. I am so ready to deliver you some trivia.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
I'm so excited for today's trivia because we're going to wrap it up with the beer game.
Oh.
I think we've played that once before where you have to substitute every word with beer. You have to put a word that has beer in it to solve the question, okay? That's coming up, though. All right? Would you like to start or receive for the first trivia questions?
I will give you a trivia question this morning.
Okay.
What is the only continent with no active volcanoes? You have a 1 in 7 chance of getting this right.
Wow.
Do, 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 do.
You know, I'm going to... Is it South America?
No.
I'm going to give up then. I'm not good at geology. Am I going to wish I thought it out? Is it Australia?
Yes.
Oh, that should have been obvious. I was thinking it was like Alaska, Hawaii, and I'm like, oh, no, that's part of the one continent. And then Hawaii, well, yeah, lots of volcanoes. So that's good. Australia, the only continent with... I wonder if they have earthquakes.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. All right, Val, it's gross, but these have been known to travel as far as 12 feet.
Sneeze.
Yes. I caught it.
According to Guinness World Records, what is the best-selling book of all times?
Guinness Records for Dummies.
Good guess, but no.
Moby Dick.
Also a no.
The best-selling book. I'd say the Bible, but it's usually free.
No, that was the correct answer. The Bible, best-selling book of all
But
time.
they're free. Except for the Trump Bible.
Well, yeah, that'll cost you.
Yeah. It's going to cost you in more ways than one. See you in hell.
I saw the funniest video. Brad showed it to me. It was somebody shows Trump with these different clips of him talking about God or saying God, and then they shows this picture of like Jesus, and he comes in and goes, "Get your name out my mouth." It was pretty funny.
It might be proof that there isn't one, because wouldn't he catch fire? Ooh. All right, Val, the average one of these lasts 8 minutes. And it's not what you're used to.
8 minutes? Really?
It's like double than usual.
Average one of these lasts 8 minutes. Shower.
A shower is exactly right. Wow.
Really? I must be like reading your mind today.
Yeah. Or they're easier.
Well, there were some really easy ones, and the ones I was finding, I'm like, no. All right, this is a question for you, which you'll probably get because you are a big music dude. What guitarist notably performed on the Michael Jackson song Beat It?
Oh, I do not know that. What a stinker. I don't even remember seeing him in the video.
They had their own band. Or he had his own band.
It wasn't Steve Vai, was it?
No.
I don't know then.
Okay. Eddie Van Halen.
No, really? I would so not have guessed that one. All right. But, I mean, if you're going to have somebody play guitar on your album, that's who you would have wanted back then.
No kidding.
All right. Average man spends 140 days of his life doing this.
Sitting on the toilet?
Much longer.
All right, read it one more time.
Average man will spend 140 days of his life doing this.
140 days of his life. I'm trying to think. 140 days. Shaving?
Yes, that's good. Wow, you're getting them all right today. I got another one then to follow it up. See if you can knock this one out. 66% of men say they're happiest when?
Oh, 66%. Drinking beer.
No.
Happiest when they're doing this.
I didn't say doing something. They are happiest when.
Oh, they are happiest when.
66% of men say they are happiest when.
They were in their 20s.
No.
When? I don't know.
Ladies, listen up. 66% of men say they're happiest when they're alone.
Wow.
Wow. It's because of girls like this?
Don't ever leave me.
Ever.
Good. Because I'd find you.
Wow. All right. Anything else for me, Val?
What's the world's most populated city? And this is over the whole world. And I'll give you a hint that it is not in the United States.
I knew that. It's going to be, I don't know which one, but I'm going to say like Singapore, Shanghai, Tokyo, not Tokyo.
You got Tokyo.
Tokyo, really?
Tokyo, was it?
I won't
Tokyo,
take that.
Japan.
I won't take that because I backed off. I was thinking maybe Singapore or Shanghai might be a little bigger. Just because.
Yeah, it seems like the fact that it's like a smaller country.
Yeah.
And then yet it has the most populous city.
Yeah.
All
right. This is going to be fun, Val. All right. Did you have anything else for me?
I can give you one more if you want.
I don't care. I've lost them all so far.
All right, this one might be a gimme, but what is the only food that can never go bad?
Honey.
You're right. You got one.
Hey, she made it easy. That's why she's my sister. She knows me. All right, Val, last one. This will be fun. So this is coming up this, I believe it's Friday, International Beer Day. It's right around the corner. I'm going to describe some people, places, or things, and you have to use the word beer in place of a similar-sounding word for the answer. All right?
Okay.
So you have to work the word beer into your answer words. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see if I get it right, if I understand the assignment once we get going.
Okay. Something old people wear to hear better.
Hearing aids?
Yeah, see, you got it. He tells us that only we can prevent forest fires.
Oh, Smokey the Beer.
You're smoking with your beer. The donut-shaped cereal in the yellow box.
It's what I have every morning, Beerios.
That's good. The president before Trump. Well, before Trump's first term.
Barack Obama?
Yeah, I'll take that. It was either Barack Obama or Barack Obama. But you got it. There you go. Good job, Val. All right, I hope we can get through this all. We got a bunch of odd news stories, and we're going to cut them loose on you right now.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right. I had to gather all these myself today, Val.
I know. You worked hard.
I even wrote some of the jokes. So if you don't like them, blame Val. All right. We kick it off with the news tack. First part of the story is true. The last line, big fat lie. And Val, kick it off for us.
Florida has been getting a lot of media for opening a migrant detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Now officials in Alaska are floating the idea of Bear Alcatraz to house migrants in their state.
Now the punchline?
Oh, I thought that was part of the punchline. Yeah. There's also a Bear Alcatraz club in San Francisco, but I think that's a whole different thing.
It is, Val. A British teacher allegedly drank booze, hurled curse words at students, and then had them dance the Macarena has been fired. Alice Ashton is accused of drinking from a bottle of what smelled like alcohol while blaring music from her laptop during class. The school calls her a menace. Teenage boys call her Teacher of the Year.
Dozens of UFO sightings across New York State so far this year. The National UFO Reporting Center finds there were 6 UFO sightings in June alone. One person said they saw a metallic ball fly under their plane while flying over New York City. Calm down. It was a Boeing plane, probably just part of the door fell off.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Thousands of daredevils ran and got tossed into the air by charging bulls at San Fermin Festival, a.k.a. the running of the bulls. Throughout history of the event, there have been a few deaths and many more people getting gored. So clearly, there's a fine line between daredevils and nincompoops. Nincompoops.
This week, back in 2007, the 7 wonders of the world were unveiled. The Great Wall of China, Brazil's Christ the Redeemer statue, Peru's Machu Picchu, Mexico's Mayan ruins at Chichen Itza, the Colosseum in Rome, India's Taj Mahal, and finally Petra in Jordan. It would be the 8 wonders of the world if we added Trump's hair.
Oh. Don't do it. All right, Val, you want to listen up to this because I know what a health nut you are.
Mm-hmm.
USA Today reports that coffee enemas are making the rounds on social media. Are you sad you listened up?
Very sad.
Yes, coffee enemas are making the rounds on social media, with some wellness influencers claiming the treatment has revolutionized their health. But many health experts say none of those medical benefits can be proven, and some warn against even trying a coffee enema. Folgers is in on the game now, announcing a new slogan for the trend. Folgers, good to the last plop. And I did write that myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Those were pretty good. Pretty good.
That one's going to stick with me. Folgers, good to the last plop.
Plop.
All right. Moving on to our odd news stories. I think that makes you up to go, Val.
All right, a routine seatbelt stop turned into an insect ambush when a 70-year-old beekeeper in Cervera, Spain, allegedly sicked his bees on 2 traffic officers. The incident happened just after 1 p.m. on a Friday along the N11 highway at the Catalonian town. Police say they pulled over a van for erratic driving and noticed the man behind the wheel wasn't wearing a seatbelt. What they didn't expect was for the driver to respond with, "I should have run you over," before refusing a second breathalyzer test and threatening to kill them. Then came the bees. According to multiple sources, the man walked calmly to the back of his van, opened the door, and released a swarm of honeybees directly at the officers. The insects attacked immediately, stinging both cops and forcing them to seek shelter in a nearby restaurant. Restaurant patrons reportedly stepped in to help, guiding the officers to safety while bees buzzed through the entrance. The bizarre bee attack comes at a tense time for Catalonia's police force. In May, over 300 Mossos Esquadra officers rallied in Lleida to protest what they call an epidemic of violence against cops. They claim that in just the first month of 2024, there were 223 assaults. For all of last year, the number hit 2,550. Wow. Ooh, and they think being a police officer in the U.S. is dangerous.
Bees.
Do you know bees and dogs can smell fear?
Bees! Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're huge! They're ripping my flesh off!
Exactly! Here's something to make you itchy. German customs officers have discovered a massive haul of about 1,500 tarantulas hidden inside of a shipment disguised as cookies. The 15-pound shipment from Vietnam was intercepted and emitted a strange smell when opened. Inside, custom officials said they found the venomous arachnids packed into plastic tubes and said that many had not survived the flight, with the remaining spiders placed into professional care. One of the spokesmen said this unusual discovery left even the most experienced officers speechless. Why? Spiders? All right. It was deeply troubling what some people do to animals purely for profit. A criminal investigation has been launched into the package's intended recipient for failing to pay duties and make the proper declarations. In 2020, custom officers at the same airport found 16 live and 10 dead reptiles smuggled inside of toys, sweets, and dolls from Mexico.
Sweets. Ooh.
Spiders.
The spider's new.
Spider? Yes, the spider. Even the smallest bite from Arachnus dethicus will instantly paralyze. Oh!
It's one of the best days. It was my cat playing with a spider. I think I've told the story before. Hope you haven't heard it before. And the cat puts his paw over the spider and lifts it up. Spider's gone. Does it a few more times. Puts the paw over the spider, picks up the paw. No spider. And it's looking all over for the spider. Then it realizes the spider's crawling up its leg, and the cat screams and jumps 6 feet straight into the air and takes off. Just like a human would. It's on me! Which
boy.
takes us to our next cat story. Cat owners who love to take pictures of their furry friends have now an excuse to pull out their smartphones and take a snapshot. It may actually help the cat. Didn't we do this earlier?
We did do this story earlier.
Oh, obviously I copied it twice. Calgary, Alberta animal technology company Sylvester AI has developed an app called Tably that uses the phone's camera to tell whether your feline is in pain. And they do this by how they have their ear and head position, eye narrowing, muscle tension, and how whiskers change to detect distress. 2019 study published in a peer-reviewed journal Scientific Reports found that the so-called feline grimace scale, or FGS, is a valid and reliable tool for assessing acute pain in cats. I don't believe it. But
well, I have to go rub a cat's butt.
what were you going to say? You think it might be onto something?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to take a video, then you'd have to have somebody assess the video. Yeah. Unless you can just upload it to the AI.
Fake news?
No, I'm not thinking fake. It's just, yeah. I don't know.
All right, you're up next.
All right. Are we doing the Reuters one out of Barcelona?
Yes.
As demand for plant-based alternatives to meat rises, Barcelona-based startup Nova Meat is using its 3D printing technology to manufacture vegetarian steaks that it hopes will reach the mass market next year. Alexandre Campos told Reuters on Tuesday Nova Meat plans to sell its steaks directly to consumers and to businesses such as restaurants interested in producing plant-based meat. Business development manager said the Spanish company, which developed its technology in 2018, was showing how its latest 3D printer produced food at Barcelona's Mobile World Congress. Farron Krager said that after trying one of the steaks printed at Nova Meat's stand at the world's largest telecoms gathering, it didn't have the feeling of a traditional steak, but was positively surprised because I did not expect that the texture would be so well achieved.
It came out of a printer and it's chewy?
I would like some meat in here. Picky.
You guys gotta try this.
Just don't ask where the meat comes from.
I have a longing to eat a cow. I can't believe it. An entire cow. Hooves, tail, bones, ears, the whole thing.
Meat and wine don't matter, as long as Buddha's in your heart.
They were fake?
Of course they were fake.
Sorry.
I'm just still trying to wrap my head around this. Do they have plant cubes that they then put in the printer, then it spits out something that looks like a steak?
Yes. Well, I don't know what they're feeding the printer with, but they're feeding it something.
Okay.
All right. Chinese social media platform WeChat on Thursday published a list of activities and violations it is banning in a bid to clean up its live streaming service, including indecent nose picking and those ever horrible spanking games.
That was the only reason why I ever checked out that platform.
And I just signed up. Wow. WeChat, owned by Tencent Holdings, is ubiquitous in China, where it is used by around 1 billion people for everything from sending instant messages to ordering pizzas. Its popular channels feature, launched in 2020, allows users to make and follow live broadcasts. China closely regulates its internet and has been increasingly clamping down on content that it is politically or socially sensitive, like nose picking and spanking games.
Spank me. And spank me. And me. And me. Spank me. And spank me. And me. And me.
Scott's idea of a heaven.
I don't know. He just downloaded WeChat. He hasn't been out of his house in 3 days. Wow. Crazy. It's a crazy planet. Take us to Russia, Val.
All right. Russia has picked 4 people to serve as non-professional crew members and actors in what is planned to be the first movie to be shot in outer space. Russia's Roscosmos Space Agency said on Thursday. Some of them are scheduled to be launched on a Soyuz MS-19 craft on October 5th to be delivered to the International Space Station, which orbits Earth at an altitude of around 220 miles. Among other things, they will have to take centrifuge tests, vibration stand tests, perform introductory and training flights on a zero-gravity plane, and undergo parachute training. The film has the working title of Challenge, and the 4 will begin training for spaceflight by the end of this month, the agency said. After a medical screening and as a cast for the drama, Russia has picked 36-year-old Yulia Peresild and actor and director Klim Shipenko, 37, to be included in the main crew.
Sorry that you got the Russian story with all the tough names.
Yeah. If the only one I feel like I got right was maybe Shipenko.
I bet Tom Cruise is so angry
Oh, no kidding.
Because he wanted to do that, and they beat him to it. All right, let's learn some Russian.
Okay, товарищ. Понимаю русский? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Parlez-vous français? What?
What people are always in a hurry?
Russian people? Russians! Banana? Russian. I've got it! Someone Russian is gonna slip on a banana peel and break their neck.
I think he's got it too.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like it. All right, what do I got here? He's got a giant padded head, perfectly round red checks, and a bobble tail. Yes, it's Scott. No. This thing's walking from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Jesse Lario says he does not know exactly what inspired him to dress up as a character that he has named Bear Son and started over a 400-mile trip, but he has been pleased with the attention he has received. It was an impulsive decision for sure, he says. I didn't plan it out. The 33-year-old in a brown and white suit that he designed. His journey began on April 12th. Has morphed into something bigger, drawing fans from all over. Larios has started a GoFundMe account, which as of Wednesday has raised $7,100. Don't pay him for doing this.
No.
Upon reaching San Francisco, he said he has plans to hold an online vote to determine where to donate the money. Oh, okay, then you can go ahead. All right. He says, I just want to help people out. Larios has been making stops along the way to sleep and eat, but not much else. He visits gas stations for meals. Oh, that's healthy. And to clean up. And he just sleeps inside the suit. It's a giant bear suit.
It's going to stink.
Where's the bathroom in there?
Yeah.
Wherever he finds himself at the end of the day. What's he say? Oh, he sleeps inside the suit wherever he finds himself at the end of the day. Trip has already taken longer than anticipated, but he says he's not in a big rush.
That's because it must take 20 minutes just to get in and out of that suit when you need to use the bathroom.
The strain was terrific. And impossible though it seemed, he got an idea.
I'll just go in the suit.
Oh.
Why not? Val?
A 72-year-old woman in China sat on a sun-heated stone in her garden for just 10 seconds and ended up with third-degree burns on her bum. The South China Morning Post reported. The incident occurred on July 7th in Xinjiang, Hubei province. When the elderly woman was working in her vegetable garden, she decided to rest on a stone after getting tired. Within seconds after sitting on the stone, she felt a scorching sensation. However, she could not stand up quickly and due to her leg problems. The incident has sparked concerns over the dangers of extreme heat exposure, especially for the elderly and small children. Lesson for everyone now. Things in the sun are hot.
Could you rub my butt? Could you rub it? Please rub my butt. Come back here, rub my butt. Please rub my butt.
I burned it. All right. Let's see. Last one. Hall County, Georgia. 42-year-old Atlanta man facing multiple charges after officials say he knocked another man unconscious at Lake Lanier. Hall County deputy said it happened on the evening of July 2nd at a boat slipped in the 6900 block of Lanier Islands Parkway. Investigation revealed that a 59-year-old male victim, Loden Nicholas Young, 42, and two other women were on the victim's boat. The HSCO said Young stripped himself of all of his clothes in front of the victims and one of the women, leading to an argument. Okay.
Ain't nobody want to see that.
Oh, come on. During the argument, Young punched the 59-year-old in his chest and got off the boat. According to deputies, the three believed Young went back to his boat, and the victim began walking the two women to the end of the dock. That's when Young appeared and threw a deep freeze at the victim. That's what? Right, a deep freeze. He must be really strong.
Must be.
Wow. Let's see, the 59, threw a deep freeze at the victim. Deputy said the freezer hit the victim in the head, knocking him out and causing him to fall in the lake. Lucky for him, he regained consciousness in the water and swam to shore, suffering a large cut to his head. Officials said the victim refused medical attention. It's okay. I've been hit by a deep freeze before. Happens every time I drink. Around 3:15 in the morning, deputies got an arrest warrant for the aggravated assault. Deputies announced themselves several times at Young's house, but he turned off, or his boat, I should say. He turned off the boat lights and silenced his phone. Hall County deputies then entered the houseboat and found Young hiding under a bed. You want to hear what he had to say?
I want to hear what he had to say.
I'm invisible. Can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
2 hands there, son. Maybe you should put some shorts on or something.
Just maybe.
Well, from the beginning of the story, he does like to take off his clothes.
Evidently.
Yeah,
I'm still kind of, my head's still in like, how big a deep freezer was it and how could he throw it at him?
Well, if he's a big guy, have you seen one of those little deep freezes? I mean, like the kids have one, like an apartment-sized deep freeze, but they're still rather big. They're like 3/4 of a fridge.
Maybe they're not very heavy when they're empty.
I don't know, but now I want to see somebody throw a deep freeze at somebody else and be equally impressed if they catch it. That's it. Coming this weekend, deep freeze throwing.
You were looking for entertainment to have at your cabin, so there you go.
The big deep freeze toss.
Yeah.
All right, that is our show. Fortunately for you, for today, I want to thank you for tuning in, for listening, even if you were forced to. And other than that, we want to remind you tonight on the radio, it's Dr. Jazz at 6 o'clock, every night at 6, different genres of music. Tonight, you get 3 hours of jazz from Tom Walters. We follow that up at 9 with The Soul Show, give you a couple hours of Motown. Then tomorrow morning, you've got Paula, Sharon, and Chuck Ritchie right here at 7:25 for your KCHW morning show. Val, did we miss anything? Or do you want to say goodbye? Or...
we missed a comment from Lily. She said, "Ha, think fast." Throws freezer.
You wouldn't even have time to think, right? Because you'd be so startled. It's like, he's hurling a freezer at me. And what's your defensive posture for a freezer? I think stop, drop, and roll, maybe?
I guess. Oh, my goodness.
Drop to the ground, and hopefully it lands over the top of you.
Oh, yeah. Think fast.
Next week when we return, more things to throw.
Oh, yes. In the meantime, enjoy the next few days of cooler weather.
Yeah. Take it in because it'll change next week, promise.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be some rain. Kind of do a rain dance maybe if you got some extra time today.
Excellent. All right. Thanks so much for being here. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. And you have a great day. Bye, Val. Love you.
Love you too, brother.
She's the best sister ever.
You're the best brother ever.
I paid her.
Put that cookie down now!
What should we do now, sir?
Well, why don't we take a 5-minute break?
Very good, sir.
Smoke if you got 'em.
Let's do that again! No!
It's 9:03.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring